Just now we have considered ethene molecule formation in which carbon-carbon double bond takes place. So, that will be useful for all those types of examples in which carbon forms a double bond with some other elements also. After that, now let us switch over to an example where carbon forms a triple bond. Let us consider a very simple example, ethyne, or in common system this is called as acetylene. Once we consider in detail this example, that will help us where the atoms during their molecular formation undergo sp hybridization. Let us see how. Now, as we are habitual electronic configuration of carbon in ground state, when atoms approach electron pair in 2s orbital, the energy level which is released, the energy level of one of the two electrons increases, means we call it as splitting up of the electron pair present in 2s orbital takes place, and one of the two electrons get promoted to empty next energy orbital. So, this is the electronic configuration of carbon in excited state. During ethyne molecule formation, this is an example, then this example will help us to consider the similar type of other examples. During ethyne molecule formation, common system acetylene, here also all the atomic orbitals in the outermost shell of carbon do not take part in mixing and recasting. Why? And if all does not take part, how many? During ethyne molecule formation, where carbon has undergone carbon-carbon triple bond is there, one s orbital, this will always take part because it is spherically symmetrical, and out of three, these three have directional orientations, one dumbbell along x axis, another along y axis, and the remaining third one along z axis. Out of these three which have directional orientation, only one take part in mixing and recasting, means one s orbital and one p orbital, they take part in mixing and recasting, and remaining two, they do not take part in mixing and recasting. It means that remaining two atomic orbitals, let those two be 2py and 2pz, their sub energy levels, their shape, their directional orientation do not change during the formation of ethyne molecule. Why this limited hybridization in this case? The reason is very much similar like what we had considered in case of ethene. We can make it simple. One hydrogen atom approaches one carbon, means actually these four atoms approach each other. The approach is such that during ethyne molecule formation, only one direction get affected. Only one direction get affected, let it be x axis. If suppose that only approach is such that the approach of atoms is such that the probabilities, the energy levels, the atomic orbitals only among only one direction get affected, means the other directions, the atomic orbitals, the energy levels which are present in other directions, they do not get affected. So, during ethyne molecule formation, the two hydrogen atoms and two carbon atoms, they interact, they come together in such a way that this 2s and one orbital out of these three, let it be 2p, one 2s and one 2p, these two atomic orbitals change their energy levels, change their shape, change their directional orientations. Means we say that these two take part in mixing and recasting. If these two take part in mixing and recasting, they should give rise to two new hybrid orbitals of equal energy and equal shape, and the name of each hybrid orbital should be sp, because one s and one p, these two atomic orbitals mix up and give rise to two new hybrid orbitals. Each one is named as sp. The dotted line indicates that whatever is shown in dotted line are of equal energy now after interactions, and these two will be as they were earlier, unchanged, no change, 2py, 2pz. This electronic configuration of carbon in hybridized state can also be shown in this manner. 1s remains unchanged. Whatever interactions take place during this formation, they are not enough to make any change in the electron pair which is present in 1s orbital. 1s and 1p atomic orbitals mix up and rearrange in new manner to give two new hybrid orbitals. Each one is named as sp hybrid orbital, hybrid orbital, and these two will remain as they were earlier, 2py, 2pz. Now 2py and 2pz dumbbell shaped and they are perpendicular to each other. These are the two new hybrid orbitals. Now again the same point should be considered. How these two should be oriented in space? Again same logic, very simple. Now these two sp hybrid orbitals, what should be the shape and what should be the energy? 50% spherical and 50% dumbbell, because one spherical and one dumbbell, they have undergone a change after interaction, they have taken part in mixing and recasting. So these two will have, each one will have 50% spherical nature, shape point of view, energy point of view, 50% dumbbell nature, shape and energy point of view. Now how they should get oriented in space? The simple logic is that these two equal energy, identical shape, these two hybrid orbitals should get oriented in space in such a way that there will be minimum repulsion among themselves. Now it is but natural that when two equal energy hybrid orbitals, if they get oriented in space in such a way that they make an angle of 180 degrees, then and then only there will be minimum repulsion among themselves. So the two sp hybrid orbitals will be linear, making an angle of 180 degrees. These two unhybridized p orbitals are already perpendicular to each other. Let me complete the electronic configuration. Half filled. The two sp hybrid orbitals contain one unpaired electron each. The two unhybridized p orbitals contain one unpaired electron each. Just now I have shown you that these two should be linear, making an angle of 180. Then and then only there will be minimum repulsion among these two. These two are perpendicular to each other. So these two hybrid orbitals and two p orbitals unhybridized, how they should get oriented? They should be along a line actually. They are in a plane, but it is linear, and py and pz are already perpendicular to each other. They should get arranged in such a way that there is minimum repulsion among themselves. Means suppose that this is along x axis, then py, unhybridized py will be along this axis, and pz, one lobe on our side and other lobe on opposite side of the plane. Let me represent that in this fashion. So this is 2py unhybridized, this is 2pz unhybridized, carbon sp hybridized carbon we are considering, one unpaired electron each. in each hybrid orbital, one unpaired electron in unhybridized 2p-y and 2p-z. The same will be for another carbon atom. We are considering example of ethine, 180 angle between two sp hybrid orbitals which contains one unpaired electron. Now, these two, since these two carbon atoms are going to overlap, this should contain the spins opposite to what are present here, 180. The unhybridized 2p-y of this carbon atom, 2p-y opposite spin, and unhybridized 2p-z. So, this is the carbon atom which has undergone sp hybridization shown here. This is another carbon atom which has undergone again sp hybridization shown here. Now, they will overlap. Before that, let me show the model. This is a representation of one sp hybridized carbon atom. You can see what I have, what is present in between my fingers are two sp hybrid orbitals, and this is, if this one is 2p-y, this one should be 2p-z. sp, sp, 2p-y, 2p-z. This is the representation of one carbon atom. Similarly, another carbon atom, let me show it properly. sp, sp, 2 making an angle of 180, 2p-y, 2p-z. Now, again come back to the blackboard and then again we will consider the model. If these two carbon atoms overlap and sharing of one electron pair takes place, means a covalent bond formation takes place. sp hybrid orbital of one carbon and sp hybrid orbital of another carbon, they overlap and sharing of one electron pair takes place. Line joining the two nuclei, nucleus of carbon and nucleus of another carbon, both are sp hybridized. Line joining the two nuclei, electron density is in between the two nuclei. Sigma covalent bond formed by sp sp coaxial overlapping. The moment sp sp overlapping takes place, py py, the moment sp sp overlapping takes place, py py and pz pz overlapping, they should take place. Actually, they take place because the overlapping is of that nature in sp hybridization. For the sake of representation, we use lines. Actually, the overlapping takes place. In model, it can be seen or it can be more understood, easily understood. So, representation is such, this is sigma bond, sp hybrid orbital of one carbon and sp hybrid orbital of another carbon, they overlap sigma bond. Simultaneously, py py orbitals giving rise to pi bond, and these pz pz, they are parallel overlapping. If this is parallel overlapping, py py, then this one is also parallel overlapping, pz pz. On blackboard, it can be represented in this fashion, pz by z, this gives rise to another pi bond. So, this is how there is a triple bond, one is sigma and two are pi bonds. One sp hybrid orbital of each carbon atom is remaining, that overlaps with s orbital of hydrogen. On this side, another carbon, opposite spin, s orbital of hydrogen. Now, again here also, nucleus of carbon, nucleus of hydrogen, line joining the two nuclei. Electron density is in between the line joining the two nuclei. Nucleus of carbon and nucleus of hydrogen. Line joining the two nuclei passes through electron density. So, again this is sigma covalent bond. Sigma covalent bond means carbon carbon sigma covalent bond has formed by sp coaxial overlapping, py pi bond parallel overlapping, and pz pi bond parallel overlapping. Each sp of each carbon atom with hydrogen, sp of this carbon atom and hydrogen, sigma covalent bond. So if we consider this carbon hydrogen bond is formed by sp hybrid orbital of carbon and s orbital of hydrogen. This sigma covalent bond is formed by sp-s coaxial overlapping. This carbon hydrogen bond is again formed by sp hybrid orbital of this carbon and s of hydrogen, sp-s coaxial overlapping sigma covalent bond. And among the triple bond, one is sigma, which is formed by coaxial overlapping of sp hybrid orbital of one carbon atom and sp hybrid orbital of another carbon atom, line joining the two nuclei, electron density is in between, sigma bond, and remaining two are formed by py parallel overlapping and this pz parallel overlapping. So triple bond is formed in which one is sigma and remaining two are pi bond. Let me again once more show the representation, the wooden representation. What I have taken in my hand, what is present in between my fingers is sp hybrid orbital of each carbon atom and sp coaxial. The moment sp coaxial overlapping takes place, it is to be imagined actually, py and pz overlapping automatically takes place. Therefore, there are three shared pairs among two carbon atoms, triple bond between two carbon atoms. This can also be represented or can be understood in this fashion. Now, this is actual bond line structure of acetylene, because py or pz overlapping is extra pp overlapping, parallel overlapping. Nucleus of hydrogen, nucleus of carbon, nucleus of carbon, nucleus of hydrogen. A single line passes through all the four atoms. A single line will pass through hydrogen, carbon, carbon and hydrogen. A single line will pass through this molecule, the center of these molecules or nuclei of this molecule, and therefore, this is a linear molecule. Earlier it was planar, this is linear. py and pz, the parallel overlappings giving rise to pi bond does not decide the geometry. Sigma bonds actually decide the geometry and bond angles. And now you can find line joining the two nuclei, and we can again go back to the blackboard. Line joining the two nuclei, nucleus of hydrogen, nucleus of carbon, line joining the two nuclei, nucleus of carbon and nucleus of carbon, line joining the two nuclei, carbon and hydrogen. They fall in a line. So, HCC bond angle 180, carbon, carbon, hydrogen 180. So, this is a linear molecule. This is the actual linear molecule, ethyne.